always get what you want. You can't always get what you want. But if you try sometimes, oh, you might find you get what you need. Oh, you get what you need. Oh. Hi guys, this is how to play 10 songs with just 3 chords. This one starts on a G major with a capo at 5th fret, and it's You Can't Always Get What You Want by the Rolling Stones. Absolutely fantastic song. I love this one. It does introduce one chord from one of the previous videos, so this one sneaks in an A just for one kind of strum for the try sometimes. But you know, I could say that was a D, but it's an A, and you should know that one by now, so let me off for a slight cheat there. But mainly we got how to use a G major with the Noel Gallagher method that I showed you in the first video, and then we got a C major again with the Noel Gallagher method, which should make the changes really easy, and therefore we can look at how to get the strumming and the little first finger riff sounding exactly like the record, which will be great. So first of all, basics, we've got a bar of G, 3, 4, and then a bar of C. With the Noel Gallagher method on both, this would have your third and little finger always staying down, so they're your anchor finger, okay? And play along with me, a bar of G and a bar of C in 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 4 strums every beat. You can't always get what you want. Back to G. You can't always get to a C. That's it. You can't always get back to a C. And then your A major for one strum, but if you try sometimes, oh, you might find you get what you need. Back to G and C. So on the might find, if you try sometimes, you got a choice. I'd find it easier to go back to a normal C there, personally. But if you want to stay with the Noel Gallagher method, that's fine. There's also a kind of Noel Gallagher method to play the A as well, which would be similar to the C, but your middle finger moves directly underneath your first finger, which is useful. But if you try sometimes, oh, you might find you may have come across that one before, so you could use that as well. But I would recommend for all the chords in the intro and verse and chorus, Noel Gallagher G, Noel Gallagher C, and then at the end of the chorus, A major, but if you try sometimes to a normal C, you might find you'll get what you need. Back to the Noel Gallagher method from a G, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and continues like that. So the strumming for the record is based on the powered 8s that we covered in Chasing Cars and Johnny Be Good in the second set of videos with E, A and D. So a G chord for one bar with powered 8 strumming, which would be to a count of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and all on downstrokes would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, so one bar of G, 3 and 4 and then to your C chord, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and from there, I'm not doing power 8s, or the record doesn't go power 8s for the whole bar. It does it towards the end. So do the first 2 strums on the beat and then fill in the rest with your power 8. So 1, 2, 3 and 4 and would be one bar. So from the G, that on a G, 1, 2, 3 and 4 and then do the same thing on a C, C, 2, 3 and 4 and 1. Okay, so from the top, from your G, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and C, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, in between your power 8s, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, you have to do an upward movement to get back to do another downstroke, right? 1 and, so we're already doing the upward movement that we need to be able to do the feel of the record. All you need to do is just catch them. You just need to catch these upstrokes that you're already doing towards the end of the bar. For example, 1, 2, 3 and 4 and that. Okay, we'll really make it sound a lot more like the record, really give it some feel. For example, that one more time would be 1, 2, 3 and 4 and that. Down, 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 up, down. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and that. And then to a C chord, okay? So from a G, 3, 4. G, 2, 3 and 4 and a C. 2, 3 and 4 and a 2, 3 and 2 a C. 2, 3 and 4 and a. And already, if you sing the lyrics to it, you can always get what you want. 3 and 4 and a can always get. It really works in just that simple little bit. Now that may be very tricky for you at the moment, but that's why we're using this Noel Gallagher method with your chords, to keep the chords super simple so we can get the strumming sounding better. Because, I could teach you the jazzy chord, that is kind of sounds really cool, but if you're still playing, really cool sounding chords with like 1, 2, 3 just on the beat, it still sounds kind of basic. So getting some upstrokes in there, in between your power 8s. Not every time, just when it kind of feels right. Copy what you hear with the record, as I say. I recommend 1, 2, 3 and 4 and that would be where I'd do it. Along with that strumming pattern, to get the feel of the record, certainly the best example of this is right at the start of the record. We're going to take your first finger off. Now for both your G and a C chord, this is on the 2nd fret. And this idea of taking a finger off to add a bit of movement, a bit of a melody, happens a lot on any of your open chords at all, normally at the 2nd fret. So for example, if you're on an E major, you can take both these two off to make a little riff. If you're on a D, you could take off your first finger, or you can take off your middle finger, and it just sounds nice. If you take off other fingers that are either on the 1st or the 3rd fret, it sometimes works and sometimes doesn't work as well. But that 2nd fret is pretty universally a good sound if you take it off. And what we're going to go for here is this. Okay, so we're taking off this first finger at a certain time. 1, 2, 3, 4 and that. And we're going to do the same thing on your C. You wouldn't have to do it as much on the C, but certainly on the G it really gets the sound of the record. So 1, 2, 3 and 4 and ah. So 4 was off with your first finger, and was back on, and ah, 4 and ah was off, on, off. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and ah. And then the same thing on the C. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and ah. 2, 3 and 4 and ah. If you want to do all your strumming on a downstroke because it makes it easier to coordinate the two things happening at the same time, totally fine. The upstroke just makes it easier to do a little faster. But if you just make sure that this first finger is basically what we're hearing, the melody part. So that's what's happening within the chord. And it just gets it to sound great. And then the same thing on a C would sound like. Always with that first finger. You can add, if you're pretty adept at doing this, if you got the hang of that now, you can do one slightly earlier than that. So 1, 2 and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and ah. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and ah. Would make it, you know, a little harder again, but it makes it sound really good. That's why we go for this harder stuff. If all of that, you know, if you're struggling to get that, just keep it on power 8s, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, or just even back to the beat, and you'll be able to play it along to the song, and it'll, you know, it's another song under your belt that you can play along to the record and impress your friends with. That's the end of this song. Please subscribe so that I will make you more videos, and now that you know how to play these chords with one song, check out some of the other ones that I've got available for you out of your 10 songs with 3 chords, and I'll see you in one of those.
This place ain't the same, the details have changed since I moved away years ago. The place I was born, where I say I'm from, with an accent not strong as before. My hometown. In my hometown. My family are here, my memories are here, my heart always is in this town. Changing from our background, an old mine in town, breathing new life all around.